Anybody else? Go ahead.
I have a couple. My first thing is, I would like to make a request. Every month on the agenda, there are committee reports. And which people go to committees, you're all assigned a committee. You go to a committee and then you come back and report to us. Sometimes you have something, sometimes you don't. That's not a big deal. But that's part of keeping us informed. And I appreciate that. What I am asking is, we have 2 people on the county commission that represent people from this township. And I would like to request that they be put on the agenda so that they could come and keep us informed. That's what their job is. We listen to your reports from your committees, but now they're not even put on the agenda. And I know they were told they could come and they could speak at public time, but they don't feel welcome. And I think both of them should be put on the agenda. If they have nothing to say, that's fine, because that's happened sometimes. But there's a lot of issues that you see in this county that addresses a lot. You know, where do we stand? The big thing was about internet service. Where are we standing on that? Is there something going on with that? But I would like to make that request that they be put back on the agenda. My second thing, I have something that I want to read, and it kind of pertains to that whole library fiasco that we watched happen in December. Open Meetings Act required that all deliberations and decisions of a public body be made in public. The general rule is to conduct the public business and so the constituents know why decisions are made. Deliberations and documents may be kept confidential only when disclosure would be determined to be hazardous to the municipality, not when the matter will be uncomfortable or embarrassing. And I just feel there are so many questions I have about what happened that day. I left December day after you appointed somebody to a position that wasn't even open, and that person had another year to go and she hadn't resigned yet. What happened? Are you people not knowledgeable that we had a contract, that it was a 4-year term? And to look at a letter that wants to take a position and have nothing to do with any kind of characteristics to do with the library. And you wonder why we have questions. That's why, and it's part of your job to tell us why you make those decisions, but yet you don't. And I said, I watched several of you go when this lady was talking and you said, you go, well, that's not, no, that's there, no. Well, then you need to keep us informed unless it is something that's detrimental to this community.
Okay, we've got through the
Sir?
public time.
Sir?
You got more.
There's more, sorry. I'm Susan Huff, and I'm here because I'm concerned about our whole library district, not just the little Mayfield portion of it. From what I've seen already, both Mayfield and our library and our county are wasting taxpayer dollars because of the appointment that you made. As you've already heard, the timeline was off. You appointed someone to a term that did not exist. It wasn't open. Your agreement with the library district was for a 4-year term. Doesn't matter that you, I'm assuming accidentally and not intentionally, made it a 3-year term. It was for a 4-year term, so there was no open term. I don't believe there was any advertising that position was being opened up early. It certainly should have been, so anyone interested could have applied. The person you selected may have nothing but marvelous plans for the library. However, that person is known to have spoken in favor of restricting books in the library. And restricting books in the library is against the First Amendment. It is also against the 14th Amendment. And anyone on that library board should know that. This person took an oath. Again, the timeline was all wrong because the position wasn't open. But swearing to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America and of Michigan, both of which say, and it's been proven over and over again in courts, that you can't restrict library books. The argument I keep hearing is pornography, pedophiles, and gay and queer and gender and obscene, but all of those things are determined by legislation, law, and courts. They're not determined by you, me, anybody in the community. I may think the materials look terrible. In fact, I probably wouldn't want half the books there in the library. But that's not my decision, it's not your decision. And to appoint someone to that board that you know takes those positions is almost malfeasance, I would want to suggest. And if you're doing it because you think you have a mandate, you don't. The supervisor and the clerk, 49% of the registered voters in Mayfield Township did not vote for you.
That's nice.
You still need to represent them. For our treasurer, 56% of the registered voters in Mayfield Township did not vote for him, but he still represents all of the residents. For our trustees, between 57 and 58% of the registered voters didn't choose to vote for you. You still represent them. That's part of America. The majority rules, but the minority is respected and is given their rights as well. I would ask that you do the honorable thing and ask your appointee to resign so you can start the process anew, allowing people to apply for that position, considering their qualifications, not just whether they are Republican or Democrat as was previously expressed, or they belong to the Sierra Club or whatever, and make sure that your selection represents not just the board, all of the voters in the district, and the library. But on top of all of that, that it respects our Constitution. Thank you.
Okay. We're good? All right, move on to the next item. I guess we've gone over the library. Okay. Go back to the library appointment.
I'll make a motion to reaffirm the appointment of Carol Brown to the Lapeer County District Library, term ending December 31st, 2025. And I would just like to say that was a mistake, but the Lapeer Library was given the document that it was for a 3-year term. It was for a 3-year term, because that's what most of the terms are here at Mayfield Township. They're either a 2-year term or 3-year term. I did it for the 3-year term. But I also sent the document to the library. At no point did Mrs. Schoens say, hey, there was a mistake. We would have fixed it if we would have known that. And at no point did the library give us notice. They're given the excerpt of what happened at that December board meeting. And Mrs. Schoens was appointed, just like Carol Brown was, at the December meeting before the term of the previous person was vacated. When I found out that it was incorrect, I did contact the attorney in the summer, and I contacted the attorney a week to 2 weeks before the December board meeting. I was encouraged to, because I asked at that time, do we want to have 2 motions? One to fulfill the 4-year term? And I don't believe anywhere in that verbiage does it say that our 4-year seat is to be held by one person. With that being said, if that would have been brought to our attention before that, we would have rectified the situation. So at no point did Nina tell me that she wanted to continue on for 1 more year, and that's why there were only 2 people who were gave a letter. So
I know.
So that's fine.
Please, come on.
Second.
If you do something in the darkness and behind doors, closed doors, you do it for a reason.
Good.
Okay.
The second.
Yep.
All in favor, say aye.
All in favor say you should be ashamed of yourself.
Okay. All right, move on to road projects. The road project for roadside mowing, double pass late spring, double pass summer. The road commission $8,000 per mowing. Something we do every year, same thing.
With a double pass.
Correct.
Hey Dan, can you speak to the timing on that, on the mowing? How do they determine the timing on that?
All the road commission have no idea.
Okay.
They set all those schedules, we have nothing to do with
Okay,
it.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, that's nothing to do with us.
Okay,
They'll start the place and they follow around according to what they said. It's out of our hands, you know?
okay.
We decide how many times,
I did, I just curious.
we just decide how many, are we gonna have 1, 2, 3?
And that was for 2 mowings then?
That's usually what we do. And if they feel that it gets too high, then they will come back to us and say, hey, we've had more than enough rain. We feel, you know, or if somebody calls and says, hey, the corners are getting bad,
Okay.
then we address it at that time.
We always wonder, but it's nice when it gets done.
And it's done by a road commission employee, there's no subcontractors knocking mailboxes and stuff over.
Okay, thank you.
So I'll make a motion to approve the roadside mowing with Lapeer County Road Commission. For a double pass to be done, I think we usually say in the spring and the fall.
Late spring and, you know, double pass in the summer. Which typically is closer to the end of the summer,
Okay, so it's the summer, okay.
mid-late.
At a cost of $8,000 to the township. As presented. Okay.
Give a second.
I'll second
In favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Now we have another one for dust control. Now Mayfield Township only has 9 miles of unpaved roads, so makes the air cost relatively low compared to most places. Up to 3 applications, at a cost of $4,666.67 per application. Total cost of $14,000 for the estimated cost of that.
They said 3 applications.
Yes.
Cost of $14,000 per.
Project is $14,000. Street, it's $4,666.67 per application. So it's got 3 applications, so
Oh, okay. Okay,
that's total.
okay. Okay. I make that motion.
it. I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That motion passed for the road bond. Next will be the sick time policy, which was a mandated thing.
And I did, talk to Mr. Gilner about that, if it was still in the air. The last I knew, so, was not made aware of it to me that they were finished and finalized doing it, so we need to pass this, because it has to, I think it says on there, compliance is on, you have 20 days, I think, to, get it done. Oh, we have 30 days, no, I think we have 20 days.
Which should be 20 days from February 21st?
Correct. That's my understanding.
So you're just using the 12th there.
Yes, yeah.
But you said, Mr. Gilner said that it's still not
When
finalized?
last time I spoke to him, it wasn't
Okay,
finalized, because it actually was done last year.
yeah.
And they, I don't know what they call it, postponed it, held on to it until this year. And to be honest with you, I still think there's some tweaking.
I mean, you're gonna like the ARPA money stuff is, they're all confused and whatever. It'll change eventually.
So basically, eligible employees through sick time at a rate of 1 hour of sick time per 30 hours worked,
Correct.
beginning on February 21st. So anyone that works under 30 hours a week doesn't accrue sick time for that week, but if the following week I work 35, then it's week by week.
Yes. I do believe it all goes together, so, once you get the, 30 hours, I think, and you,
Oh, you get an hour?
I do
Okay.
believe so.
All right, I'm first, because it doesn't say work per week, it's just worked, all right. And then the max is up to 72 hours for a benefit year?
I do believe so, and there's no payout on it. The way I understand it.
So it's pretty much use it or lose it for
Yeah.
the year?
Which I have a problem with, but
Well, I'll use it or lose it, so, me too.
And again, if they're one of the people that don't come to work, they always call in sick or whatever, they obviously are not gonna accrue much until they get it.
Mhm.
And so,
no sense in arguing with you, so
Right.
just gotta deal with it.
Trying to understand it better.
Yep, yep,
and this is federal.
yes.
Yeah. Did you write that down?
I will, make a motion to adopt the resolution for the federal sick pay for Mayfield Township employees as presented.
A second.
And do roll. Maasch,
Yes.
Frisch is absent. Engelman,
Yes.
Schlaud, yes, and Cheryl.
Yes.
Okay. Next is committee reports. There's nothing with GLT, they've been meeting, so.
I was on vacation, so I did not go to the
There's no committee reports, okay. Next, payment of the bills.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills as presented.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion passed. Next, adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
We adjourn at 6:49.